Welcome back to Curated Consciousness.
Today we're talking about Samadhi and timeless time. What is timeless time? Break that down for folks. What do I mean when I say timeless time?
When you get in that space where you are in a flow state. I'm in a flow state and things just keep going. And when I'm experiencing something, I feel like maybe it's meant to be experienced or in the moment. Timeless time is when I'm just there. I don't even want to look at the clock. I don't even know what time it is. You just get so engulfed in the moment that you just lose track. It's like losing track of time.
And the other thing is that everybody has experienced it. At least, maybe not often. If that's you, that's okay. But everybody at some point in their life has experienced a little bit of losing track of time.
There's a reason that you grew up and on TV, time flies when you're having fun. That's timeless time.
Yeah, because you forget that it even exists because it doesn't really exist.
Because in that moment, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm with these human beings on this place doing what I'm doing. It doesn't matter what time it is, how long it's been, if I'm in the place I'm supposed to be at, necessarily doing what I'm supposed to do.
So to me, a lot of times in my day-to-day, I want to access this feeling. And the yogis do call it Samadhi. It's the last limb of yoga. It's also called other things, the point where you absorb all that happened.
So integration.
But when we're in Samadhi, I know that I'm there because timeless time is happening. Timeless time can also exist outside of that yogic concept, like playing, having fun. As far as I know, it's more timeless time is a symptom that you're in Samadhi if you're a yoga practitioner. But timeless time is something we can all relate to.
Yeah, it's even because we've all been there. We've all had an assignment due. We've all had something we had to do. And we've all had that conversation of, why does it take me this long to do something that I hate? I can't get through all my work tasks. I sat down at my desk. I can't do it. I got to work on this project that I love, or I got to go bake a cake for somebody's birthday and I'm a baker and I love it, whatever. That's not me. I don't know why I picked that, but whatever it is, my kids have not wanted to bake lately. Okay. So it's in my head, but I want to do that. And once I get lost in that, the nuance, the curiosity, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's easier. I get it done. It flows. I don't feel resistance. So most of us love timeless time because it takes away the resistance. And we've all probably had some place where we just wish could happen over and over again because it takes away what we feel that resistance is to have to push through, maybe.
Yeah. Have you ever had an experience where you felt time stopped?
I'm stopping. Let me think about this for a moment.
I'm surprising, Audrey. I'm bringing it up because when you just said what you said, I was wondering, we're talking about timeless time and giving space to allow for integration between things. Another way of saying that is like time to regroup, time to actually go through mentally or even like on a piece of paper or verbally with somebody. What is all of this that just happened? Taking the time to discern what feeling I'm actually feeling instead of sweeping it under the rug. And so sometimes we miss this point in life of integrating, of wanting to actually look at what the heck just happened? What was all of that? And that there can get this backlog of things. And when I first started meditating, that's what I had to deal with, was that backlog of things. And then once I started meditating, I started experiencing more timeless time. And then there was this pinnacle moment where time did stop. It was weird. And I don't know that it's ever, maybe one other time I have felt that way. But there can become these moments where it becomes very apparent that time is truly a man-made thing that we all agree to do. And that I can get so much into my flow state, my groove, be regrouped enough and things like that. And that it all just seems to fall away, even if it's just briefly.
So I will say with that, my response to that is I could see that being a thing. And I might have had seconds of it. Seconds of this is it. This is peace. There's not really time because this is just how I feel with or without. It's a contentment type sensation. But I will also say that I don't know that I experience this often because when you said, okay, what about integrating and like going through the system? I feel personally in my body, I've been in fight or flight for so long that my body has been taking in information. And I feel like it's been holding it someplace, my mind, whatever. But the connection between my mind and my body has not been, what's the good word? Coherent. It hasn't, they have not been working together. And so now I am finding times where I feel safe in my body. And I would say that is this year, last year, I'm feeling safer in my body. Maybe I did before, but now there's an awareness to it of when I'm feeling safer, when I'm not. And I'm able to think about these things like that Amanda has said in the past that information I've gotten from her. And it's information that she said to me 3 years ago clicks. And it's almost like that now that my body feels safe and I'm actually sitting still and I'm actually working on trying to figure out how to create energy, how to discern what I'm doing, how to make sense of it, that now that I've rested some, these things have moved from just a thought to being able to feel them in my body. And so now that I can feel some of these things in the body, maybe it'll be easier for me. The more I do that, and the more things integrate to access timeless time. Because it's really a lot of the knowing too that I have to be present. To access timeless time, I have to be here.
That's what I was just thinking was I have to be in my body.
Yes.
There is this thing.
Yes.
Excuse me. Where I need to be in my body, and how easily it is for me and maybe for you too, not just Audrey, but other people, that just being just outside my body, hovering outside of it so that things don't feel as uncomfortable, it becomes kind of the norm. And I think in particular, no, I would say it's equal on both genders. And I think almost men, it might be worse them not being in their body. But both genders, it's not a gender specific thing. I feel it's a humanity problem. And the more of us that get in our body, if you've ever been to a yoga class and you struggle with shavasana, with the end of class, ask yourself, am I actually here? Am I trying to be somewhere else?
Oh, that's my worst shavasana. I'm laughing because my worst shavasana are the days that I maybe was in the room for 10 minutes and the rest of the time my brain was someplace else. You had to be in the room. And a lot of us, unfortunately, have been through things that really make us feel like we have to know the room we're in. Trauma, bad things, over exaggerated nervous system.
That's why I don't want to be in my body, because I keep having these reoccurring thoughts.
these thoughts, these ideas. Yeah. For some of us, we're born with them. For some of it's OCD, anxiety, whatever it is, they're making thoughts happen. Some of us have creations in life, that issues that we create. Some of us have issues that just come in. I actually read on that yesterday. So internally, we have our own things we create. We have our own things that, yes, we create, but there is an external, because we are not the only person here. There are things that are going to happen to us or because we live with other people.
Yeah, we live with.
Most of our suffering is, yes, most of it is because of the way we are viewing it internally through our lens. But in order to have the concept of grace and healing and being stable, there has to be a concept of being unstable. There has to be an opposite. And so most of us have experienced things, and whether we've created them or not, whether outside sources have created them, the way we view them, the way we run away from them, our responses also are totally our own doing, because we think, hey, this is what's going to make me feel better. Which might create more or less.
It's the process of finding balance. I got to kind of go on either end of the spectrum to even know what balanced is for me. And I think that also plays into this being less concerned about time because I feel more balanced on the inside. And I've gone to both extremes, and now I know that, okay, I'm settled here.
I really go back to what's going to happen. I'm here. There's this extreme, there's that extreme. I'm somewhere in the middle because of where I'm at in life. It's going to balance out somehow. And that's all that I can really know. And then we get back to the yoga and the presence, and then we breathe, and then we see what happens next.
And what happens next is, at least in yoga, is we start over. We go back to the first limb of yoga and the second limb, the yamas and the niyamas, and back to our physical practice, pranayama, turning inward, and we move back through. And so remember, it's a spiral, and it spirals out and in as we move through life. And we're creating resistance in our life, which is building this momentum towards these samadhi moments where integration happens. And this is where we can have a leap in our consciousness or an expansion of our understanding of life and who we are. Let us know if you liked this episode on samadhi and timeless time. And we'll see you next time.